Hey. Hey, Wilco.
I am an American aquarium drinker.
Okay, had to play a tribute to the great band. Oh, what are we doing today? I don't know. I'm just farting around. I have a day off. As I was streaming yesterday, I was like, man, I should be using the Plume for more like percussive voices because it seems like that's kind of its wheelhouse in a way. So that's kind of the plan today is to fart around with it and then maybe a little bit of Stardust later and then and then we're all reset and ready to go with this guy. Cool, bro. I don't know if I'll even use the vector today, but at least it's set and ready. So yeah, the plume is weird. Let's hook it up and do a thing with it. And I'm like, It makes me start to also wonder if anybody makes a stereo low-pass gate, or I should probably look into getting, like, a dual one. I have one little Erica Synths. Where is it? There. It's this little Pico low-pass gate. Oh, hi. You exist. Congratulations. You're just going through lots of reverb. So this is the basic sound. Actually, it's not here. There. There's the basic sound of Plume. It's a sine wave. Hi, I'm a sine wave. Hi, sine wave. How are you? But the synthesis on this thing is very, very unusual. Pulsar synthesis. I think just for ease of use, I'm just gonna give it a quick volt per octave. Oh God, Jiminy Christmas, that's horrible. It's interesting when you just give it volt per octave, it almost has a little bit of, little tiny bit of of the glide portamento. It's like wee. That's funky. Okay. Hey Shen, welcome back. So number one, we have rest pan. Okay, so here's where things get weird. Actually, yeah, is this thing even in tune? Let's check that. Why do I suddenly have nothing? Oh, because I put it in LFO mode like an idiot. Alright, now if you hold the range button, it locks the tuning, which is really, really nice. So now I can yank the knobs and bonk them around and nothing happens. So, what you notice, first of all, right away, is like... This thing does some funky stuff with... It does some subharmonic stuff. When you change the mask, what they call it the mask range, it's stochastic. And it just sort of like adds like little pulses of white noise and stuff. As a matter of fact, where are my manuals here? Plume. User GUID. GUID. So, yeah, it's a little bit hard to explain, to be honest. Again, the synthesis type of this is called pulsar synthesis, and it's something that was kind of like developed and theorized in the 70s, and I believe. Um, so, like, this is not. Okay, I guess that is a B flat. All right, but you've got 6 other controls on here. Okay, now one, of course, what I've kind of talked about is what they call the masking section here. All right, this is like, here, I'm gonna find it and read it for you. Okay, rest determines the amount of pulsars that are removed from the burst ratio loop. Okay, so we have 2 things here, right? We have burst and rest. Okay, so burst mode removes pulsars. So right now it's in, there's burst. Okay. Okay, so burst pulsars output on the left channel. Rest pulsars output on the right channel. Oh no, I've got them mixed. Oh no, oh no. There, that's better. So as we turn up the burst probability here, my hand's probably right in front of the camera, which is super useful. This is the amount of pulsars present in the burst ratio loop from 1 to 7. But they're not going to show up unless you turn this up. So I don't know if you notice, it's actually doing subharmonics. So now it's down a fifth, and now it's down an octave. And now it'll go down a major third. So A flat. And now it'll go down to an F. It'll go down a minor third. And then it'll go down a minor third again, sort of. And then it'll go down an octave. So those are subharmonics, to be honest, which is wild. Now the stochastic mode is totally different. It's like removes pulsars. And with that all the way up, like there's nothing, right? We basically just get little blips, okay? But you have all these other controls, of course. So you've got wave folders, you've got shapes, you've got a windowing control where you can actually kind of force it into a particular wave shape on the output. And it starts to get pretty interesting, but always seemingly just like chaotic and weird. And I'm always like, what is this useful for? So what I thought today would be a good thing to try to do is to give it some chaotic output stuff, right? Just give it some chaotic, or not chaotic, rhythmic modulation. Um, and I was like, let's run this through a thing. Let's run it through a good powerful filter here instead. I was gonna run it through the low pass gate just for ease of hookup. Um, but as far as rhythmic modulation, I've got a bunch of stuff, right? Obviously I have sequencers, but things like the gamut repetitor, water, these make very, very good choices. We've got Maestro programs going in. We've got things already going from the Maestro, to be honest. Um, so that can be used. We've got I think a 16th note random on there and a couple of like longer rises and falls, like super long clocked LFOs. But anyways, let's and I suppose we could sweeten this deal a little bit, throw it into the sea legs like that. And that's just going to make everything kind of lovely, you know? I really like this, like, basic tone of it. It just has a very crisp, very interesting tone. It's nice. It might be like, well, that's just a sine wave. Not really. I mean, it is being folded. Now it's a sine wave. Yeah, cluster controls the amount of single cycle waves contained in each pulsar. The formant has... Okay, how do you... Mode switches. How do you change that? Outputs, blah, blah, blah. Mode switches, LEDs, range, single press, high and low, mask. Hold for 3 seconds. Oh, hold for 3 seconds, and then it does the coupled and decoupled formats. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a little funkiness to it. So that's what I'm saying, like, some of these things are just, it's so hard to tell what they're doing. Let me bump this to a standard kind of like 24 dB low pass here and pump up the input gain just a little bit. There, just open that up all the way. For now. Now, this just has, like, regular CV outs. So I'm not running an envelope or anything right now, so maybe now is the time to kind of do that. And, yeah, see, to me, if you turn controls up a long ways, then all of a sudden you're just dealing with this, like, crunchy digital noise, and that might be cool for some. I mean, you know, I myself, maybe not so much, at least in a melodic sense, but, again... See, it's got that little fuzz in there. And I'm kind of like, why you do that? And that's clearly the formant control that's doing a lot of that heavy lifting right there. See what I mean? Like, it turns into percussion pretty easily. So I'm like, And a couple of videos that I saw, and I know, you know, DivKid did a video for it, and who else? I forget. They use it a lot for, they were using it for percussion. And I was like, I liked it as a melodic voice. It just has a really kind of smooth digital texture, but it doesn't have to. So what if we crank res? It's already cranked. So, like, yeah, I mean, like, it's... Now, what we could do is, also, can we just send this envelope, instead of sending my trigger, can I just send an envelope? Yeah, I can just do CV in, that's easiest. And then we can still just use the same timings and stuff like that. But here, let me run this through a low pass gate instead, and see where that leaves us. That there input, and then this here output. This here, those there. Could just put this into the trigger, actually, and it'd be fine. Crunchy and snappy. I dig it. I'm going to pull this. This is the randomization cable. And, like, as long as we're given rhythmic modulation, we might as well throw some more in there. Let's go channel 3 of water and put that into the... And suddenly we have a snare drum. Cool. Cool, bro. Nice snare drum, bro. So it's partially tonal. So we pull this and turn the shape all the way up. It folds it so much that it just becomes white noise. There's still a little bit of stuff creeping through. And that's because of this. Okay, but see, here's the thing, right? I didn't want to take a gate from this. I wanted to take a gate from Mito. And then do something interesting with the CV in on that. So here's the CV in, and we're going to put that into channel 4 here, and I'm going to put a chain together. And channel 4, let's go like ramp up, quarter note, ramp down, quarter note, ramp up, down, quarter note, low, eighth note, ramp up, eighth note, ramp down, quarter note, low. Yeah, exactly. There's these glimpses of really interesting stuff. Best thing to do, I think, would be to take this and instead of triggering an envelope, let's put this directly, as I should have just done from the very first. We'll put this directly in as a trigger on the low pass gate, and that way we'll kind of isolate things a little bit more. You know what I mean? Okay, so this is yanking up way too much. So what we need to do is attenuate that just a little bit. See, I'm thinking as a percussion voice, this might actually be really cool. What if we just pull some of these for now, temporarily, and just hear it kind of au natural? See, the problem is that if you just take the burst probability and turn it up all the way, literally your sound disappears. I mean, it's gone. And like... But then between, like, the wave folder, you can kind of bring some of that back. That's like weird, bro. That's like Weirdsville. It's like, what? Too much resonance. Don't like it. I need a slow. Well, we got channel 3 right here, so I can just use this. Let's just go 2 measures, ramp up, down. Keep it super duper easy. Boom. And then that can go into like something interesting. 4-man maybe. let's attenuate that also. I love those occasional triplets in there. That's so cool. That's true. I can just shut off the Mito channel to completely disable that voice, which is really interesting. I love the fact that this thing's got all these little switches, like one switch for each channel. It's 6 channels. The Mito is essentially it's a clock multiplier or clock divider. It's a 6-channel clock divider, but it's got built-in swing, and it has CV ins for each channel. Which, if you think about that, that's kind of nutty, right? You can either just use it as a big old clock divider, but that whole CV in thing is pretty wild. So, like, feeding it a clocked modulation source, and we take this, and we turn it into what's interesting, you hear that high note? That one? That's an F, right? It shows that it's playing a C. So it must be hitting one of those subharmonic bits in there. Hey, Francisco. What's going on, man? You working for the man today? No day off? Because it's Dia de los Presidentes. And it's like 4 below 0 out. And I'm like, I'm going to go hide in the studio and take cover from the freeze. Because fuck that. Let's do something with this, right? I make weird noises. Hey, Mike. I think the start of my love of synthesis was literally my own face. I just like making weird noises and sounds and imitating things that I hear. It's very, very entertaining to me. Much to the chagrin of my teachers back in the day. I used to like, remember film strips? It would be like still pictures that you'd slot through this thing, and they would be like a tape recorder accompaniment, and every time it'd be like, boom, and I would imitate that, and then the teacher would be like, flip one forward, now it's not talking about the right picture, and all the students are all upset, and it's all my fault. I got detentions for that a couple times. But damn it, it's entertaining. Is your computer broken? Yes. I'm using the PC speaker only. What you're listening to is a really, really nice Brahms symphony. But it's going through the PC speaker, so it sounds like this now. Can we just get a real basic bitch, like a C C 16th note bass, just keep it super easy. We'll throw some velocity in there on like part 1 and part 5. Or like part 1 4. So like yeah, let's just do that. Let's just throw that into a well, we can make it easy. We'll use the chainsaw that's right here, and then we'll go into the E490. In fact, we'll use really tiny little shortcut cables. Hey, little shortcut cable. Hey, how you doing? And then we'll take the velocity out from that also, and we'll go into the 2/3 octave. The CVNs on this thing are a little bit funky. They're a little bit strange. There's like volt per octave. There's 2/3 volt per octave, and then there's a CVN. The thing that I've noticed is that the CVN like has a lag time. It's very weird. I'm not really sure why it would be like that. But like you give it a voltage, it's not suitable for envelopes, right? So like I'll show you here. You just need to hook up an output. Usually a useful thing. Generally speaking. Generally speaking, it's pretty useful. Sure, we'll put you in channel 4. Why not? Oh, there you go. Okay, so like now if you listen to the attack time, now if I put that into the volt per octave, it's good for velocity, but there's lag time. It's weird. Okay, peachy. What else should we try? We should do something else. Stardust. I was gonna do some stuff with Stardust today. That's one thing. And just get more used to it, basically. So I feel like maybe, yeah, let's do the steps here. The steps of necessity. We're gonna fire up the Stardust manual for one thing. For another thing, I think the Rhodes is sitting behind me, waiting patiently. So we should just use that. Hit erase also. It's a mistake I made last time. All right. Okay, let's see if that recorded correctly. I probably shouldn't unplug that until I'm sure, but I'm living on the edge. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy! This, as per the norm, will probably need to be sent to a filter. Oh, one thing I wanted to look up is there's a Nova output, and I don't know what that is, and I want to. So let's find out what that is. I don't know if I'm going to need that much input gain on there, but just in case. So we're going to bypass typical effects on this thing and try to use the internals and really kind of play with them, see what they can do. Of course, by extension, what they can't do. Oh my goodness. Do we have anything? No, because it's not. Oh, yell backwards? Oh, I see. There. Okay, number one would be the internal reverb. See, that sounds good. I think I finally dialed in the recording levels and stuff like that. Thank God, because that was pissing me off. Okay, so if let's say we just took well, no, I need a little bit longer cable. We could do a couple things. I think this divide by 16 out would be good for play. Oh, I see. No, instead I want it as a reset. Oh, nice. It should be synchronized. Okay, it's kind of synchronized. It's kind of doing a thing. Okay. Okay, so now if I reset the clock, so here's the thing, I don't have a reset going to that clock divider. I should. I really need to get a reset piped around my system to a few different places. That would be one very convenient one. God, that sucks, because that means I probably need to get like another multiple and like plant it somewhere and run. I have a reset coming from channel 5. It's just a 2-measure reset, and right now the Mito is the thing that's using it. But that could easily be distributed. But I hate it, because then there's more just cables everywhere. Hate it. That's really cool. Hey, Jason. Okay, now here, let's try something. Let's try something funky here. Let's do a funky thing here. I think what I'm gonna do is go 2 whole notes only for the rhythm. And this is the sig, right? And then what I'm gonna do is just basically turn each slider up a little bit, just a little bit, about 1/3 of the way up, so that it's basically giving you a whole range of voltages every two measures. And then let's put that on the start point. So the output of that is going to go into the start point. Nice. Okay, so internal reverb for the Stardust. This is the mix. This is the time. Turn it all the way up, because you know you want to see it. This is the mix at about 60 wet. Gets a little crunchy, you know? But it is capable. Here it is turned all the way up. 50-50 mix. No, we'll go 40-60. It starts to feed back, and you can start to hear the tape emulation crunchiness kick in because of the feedback. Ooh! Ooh! Now we could filter it. Oh no, what did I do? We could filter it. So if we take out a lot of the low end, or a little bit of the low end, keep it sparkly. So the effects, unfortunately, are there's four sort of like sub-menus. And this button right here with the little moon controls them, right? So you've got the blue, which is your standard flutter and hiss for the tape. You have the green, which are like digital pitch effects. You have the yellow, which is reverb, and then you have purple, which is filters. High pass, low pass. I'm going to keep it unfiltered for now, though. So you see, it keeps the settings that you have on the knobs until you go to that menu, and then you turn the knob again, and then it bumps to the new setting. So it's a little, it's good. It's nice. I'm like that it has those built-in effects because especially the filtering, that's really, really cool. But I would rather kind of use external filters because then you can filter that internal reverb, right? So if we crank up reverb and really crank the time up, and of course it has a freeze. Because qubit. But yeah, it's a bit much, right? Give it a little bit. Now, what I really wanted to look at today, too, was the skip and the skip knob. Adjust the probability that a splice transformation will occur. This can be a number of transformations, which you can find listed below. Zone 1. Oh, there's 6 zones to the knob. Nice. Introduces the probability of octave jumps. That's zone 4. Zone 1, adjust the amount of start position offset at a slice point. Okay, number 1, though, is that we do have to turn up slice. The slice knob and CV input set the amount of splice points within the loop. The splice points are evenly distributed across the loop. Slice will also randomly repeat slices. The knob is fully to the left. There are no active slice points. Turn to the right. Its numbers 2, 4, 8, 16 until at its shortest splice length of 62 milliseconds. When the right galaxy LEDs change to a solid color, Slice will not randomly repeat slices, but Stardust will still reference the splice amount across the rest of the module. Okay, so we need to turn that up first. So it turned to a color there, and it kind of turns off, and then it goes to a different color. So now if we turn up skip, now we have randomly reversed slices. Oh, it even has the zones labeled. That's awesome. That makes me happy. Okay, so right now we're in zone 3. Micro pitch changes. Octave pitch jumps now. And it is clocked. So I've got a clock signal coming into it right here. Tape lag and random semitone jumps. Grip, grip. Yeah, that's a little much. Now, of course, what we do is we take some of this info here and we dump it into a loop of the sig so that it's not just a constant thing. Let's give it four things, and that should give it an 8 measure repeating thing. Let's see if it sounds like it's an 8 measure repeating thing. Yeah. Well, and you can, you know, and then you can turn up the inertia button so that's even slower. It's not exactly musical. That's the thing. I mean, it's neat. I feel like some hi-hats. Now, it will take a volt per octave signal, too, which is cool for the pitch. So if we just did, like, let's say we did channel 2 here as, like, let's put this in, like, 16th note and 8th note rhythms, but only on, like, C and G. And we'll take that CV out and we'll go nowhere because the cable isn't long enough. Even on my experiments, I still incessantly grab cables that are too short, and now they're all falling on the floor. Like a bunch of chumps. What a bunch of assholes. Now, to me, that sounds like the pitch has changed. So if I pull that out, yeah, it went up a half step. Interesting. I retuned the Varus speed thing. And it was here. As soon as I unplug this, it goes down. And now I have to tune it back up again. Good to know. But it's like it senses the original speed. And it knows. So when these lights right here above the center knob, these two tiny little stars light up. I don't even know if you guys can see those on the stream or not. I honestly don't know. Here, I'll tell you what. We can do a thing. Well, we can try to do a thing. I don't know how successful it's going to be. Yeah, it's way on the edge of the rack. You're hardly going to see it from that view. Oh, well. I tried. Yeah, there's these two little lights right above the knob here. In fact, here, I'll turn the vari speed knob so you can kind of see, except my hand is in the way. I need a better camera view for this. Yeah. Anyways, now it's back to normal, which means now it's going to be changing up and down by fifths, which generally are safe. When you're playing chords and you're in a particular key and you go up a fifth, it's still going to sound okay. We reverse it. Yeah, see, it loses the punch when you reverse it. restart the clock here. Yeah, see, it's not as interesting to me as just having like let's change the start time thing back here. Or maybe keep the first one only, so it changes every once in a while, just the start point here. I'm just listening. I'm trying to see if it's like repeating like actual patterns due to the loop that I've got set on the SIG. It is. Now it's not perfectly in time, so we could probably adjust like the start point and stuff and like it's almost perfectly timed. I mean, I didn't think about that when I was playing, to be honest. So I suppose if I had a click track in my head and I was like, let's keep it super duper timed, that would be a thing that you could definitely do. You know. Oh yeah, meantime, we got yeah, that's that Plume, using the Plume as more of a percussion voice than like a melodic one. Let's add another layer to this. As long as we're doing roads, we might as well do some more roads. Noodling. Yes.
Noodling.
There. You know what else I haven't done in a long time? That's always a lot of fun. Is a Moogly R-bar choir. Man, I haven't done that in a long time. Let's put together a cool pattern, a rhythmic pattern on the R-bar and make it be all like like just by using stacked vocal sounds. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. But first, let me hook up the non-Desmodus Versio, which is actually the Praeterio Versio stereo looper. It's a stereo looper. It's like a sound on sound, like Frippertronics machine kind of thing, but it's really neat. It's just a fun little voice to have if you've got a Versio. I don't like the pop that's in there from plugging something in. That's annoying. So pleasant. All right, now one thing I do need is a note in my head. I didn't prepare. I didn't take a big enough breath. I'm dumb. I'm going to redo that. Okay, now this I'm going to try to sort of time. This is going to be weird, all right? So I want to go from like an E flat to a D every 2 beats. Okay, so I'm going to kind of be watching my. Okay. Okay. So that should be sufficient. It should suffice. Let's just ram this into the nano modules do wacky. And we can think about timing and triggers and stuff like that in a second. Because that stuff's easy. That's easy peasy. You can't spit without hitting the source of random triggers in this rack. This reach. Oh, you son of a bitch. Okay. C legs it is. Why does it sound like a G major? I did not sing a G major. Oh, do I gotta just redo the whole thing? I guess. Damn it. Yeah, the G in there is like sharp. Son of a bitch. That's lame. Yeah, no, we're not. I must have been super sharp on the G, which basically turned it into an A flat major chord. I'm like, no. Okay. Let's hope that doesn't sound dumb now. Why didn't it record the other voices? It just didn't record the other voices? Okay. Because my dub level was all the way down for some reason. Why did... Oh, I know why. Because I thought that was the reverse button. When in doubt, assume it's my fault. And it was. Good enough. Good enough. Why is there a really high, like, harmonic up there? There's no C, or there's no E flat anymore. There we go. There we go. Okay. So two things that we need. Number one is gonna be let's just take channel 1 right here and we'll turn it into a 2 measure long ramp down. And then that is gonna go to the playback head. But we want it inverted. High pass. Now, we can also turn this off completely so that it's not self-generating any grains. And then give it a trigger from anywhere. From, how about that guy? We can use the strike. Oh, God. Super sensitive tuning ever since version 2 updated on the R-bar. I do not like it. Ha, weird. How about a little slothy shenanigans?
flat 6. Delightful.
We need some chords. Alas, I must reset the sequencer.
Filter sweep, I'm sorry.
One, two, three, and 4, and... Who needs a Juno? And then some slothy shenanigans, of course. exciting though. What's interesting is the chords are not they're not transposing correctly. with Stardust, just chirping on. Cool, bro. Cool, bro. Good times. Yeah. I'm gonna take off though. I think that's gonna do it for me for this fine, freezing February. Yeah. Always good to just kind of sit down and like experiment and see what happens. So, we learned some things, and that's always a win. Anyways, have a good rest of your day, y'all, and I'll see you soon. At the very minimum, Friday. So, it's a bad work week, though. End of the term. I got a lot of stuff to grade. It's kind of annoying. And I got a whole giant stack of discs to die, too. So, anyways. Yeah, if you're not aware, I make disc golf discs. Pretty. I make nifty ones. What's my latest? Oh, this is my latest. My latest is a Chimera dog from the anime Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, so I did that thing on there. No. Anyways, it's my jam. It's what I do in my non-existent spare time. Anyways, yeah, thanks, and hopefully I'll